Netflix serial killer drama, so Dark fans are begging for its return, 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. It may have ended years ago, but the clamor for its return has never quietened down. Mindhunter, the slow-burning FBI thriller that really gets under your skin, is still being talked about as one of the most gripping dramas ever made, and if you haven't watched it yet, now is the perfect time to find out why. Set during the late 1970s, the show follows two FBI agents as they embark on a groundbreaking and deeply unsettling mission, sitting down face to face with the country's most dangerous serial killers in an attempt to understand what drives them. It's less about catching criminals and more about climbing inside the darkest corners of the human mind.
Fruit flies taking over your kitchen? This discreet plug-in trap uses light to attract flying insects, then captures them on a replaceable adhesive cartridge, without noisy zapping or messy sprays. Want to get the best verified deal and see full details? Visit grabdeal.us/one right now.
Rather than a conventional whodunit, the series offers something far more chilling, a window into the psychology of evil, brought to life through encounters with real-life figures including Charles Manson and Edmund Kemper. Jonathan Groff and Holt McCallany lead the cast as FBI agents Holden Ford and Bill Tench, joined by Anna Torv as psychologist Wendy Carr. Together, the trio form the Bureau's Behavioral Science Unit, tasked with profiling killers, identifying behavioral patterns, and ultimately trying to prevent future tragedies. Ford is the idealist of the pair, an unconventional thinker who approaches every interview with a fresh eye, though his unusual methods don't always pay off, and the psychological weight of the work visibly wears on him. Tench, by contrast, is a hardened veteran whose more traditional instincts often put the two at loggerheads. And then there's Carr, composed and clinical on the outside, yet quietly harboring her own private struggles, which gradually surface as the series progresses. With just 2 seasons of 10 episodes each, it's perfectly suited to a binge. Based on the 1995 book Mindhunter, inside the FBI's elite serial crime unit, the series was created by Joe Penhall and executive produced by David Fincher and Charlize Theron. For fans who fell in love with it, the news has been hard to swallow. Fincher definitively ruled out a third series in 2023, leaving the show's dedicated following with no hope of a resolution. The critics platform Roger Ebert hailed it as Netflix's best drama, and its 97% rating on Rotten Tomatoes speaks for itself. Viewers who have watched it are equally passionate. One wrote, "Mindhunter is very real and very dark. I've read about most of the actual serial killers portrayed in Mindhunter, and watching this series is kind of like reliving these events that I read about or saw on the news all those years ago. Details were usually left out of the news stories back then." Another added, "What makes Mindhunter so gripping is the way it takes its time getting under your skin. But boy, it can get to you." Every episode of Mindhunter is currently available to stream on Netflix.